Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic and this is another reaction to The Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. It is episode 13 and as always, you know what to do. If you want to see the reaction itself, just go down into my descriptions. Follow the links, replace this parenthesis dot parts. Avoided it. Parenthesis dot parts with real dots and enjoy the reactions. Once you've done, feel free to come back here and hear my thoughts about this episode. So, see you soon. For those that came back, welcome back. That was an entertaining episode. I mean, it was clearly an episode to show off how awesome the Kijin are. The ogres, once ogres, you know. And a lot of the other characters as well. So, let's just dive into it. So, first things first, I already talked about it during the reaction. Suai, having this ability to telepathically communicate with Rimuru. I'm not sure who is doing it. I mean, clearly Suai is the one that is initiating it. So he's like knocking on. I guess he has this ability. I ask myself if Rimuru has this ability as well, because that would be incredibly effective for a leader of a building nation, for a leader of an army, to be able to contact the ones working for you wherever they are. I guess maybe with a limitation of range, but still, if just say you're leading an army on the battlefield and you would be able to communicate with your officers, your generals, whatever, that's a great thing to have. But if it isn't Rimuru, so I has it as it seems for sure, and being the one that is like the pathfinder, ninja, assassin, I wouldn't say thief, more like a wayfinder and everything, that is efficient as well. So if you travel with him and he is checking the area, he's making sure you don't get ambushed, having an ability like that. Although it might not be a fighting ability, is incredibly powerful, because he can inform you about anything that is around you without having to go back to you. So, it might not be as cool looking as Black Lightning or the Death Storm we have just seen, but it is incredibly effective. So I like that they think about such things as well, which seem to be minor but are very important. Gabiru. So let's talk about Gabiru. I mean, in the last episode it was pretty clear that he was made looking like a fool in many ways. He did not act very clever. He was very easy convinced to take over, and that is a side, I mean, it was his father, which is clearly not shining a good light on him. If you're aggressively taking over the throne from your father, that normally doesn't say that you're a good son, you know, or a good person in general, you might say. And although his motivation was partially to rescue his people, it seemed to me not as much it was about the rescue, but more about himself being the one, you know, the glorious one. So that's why he looked pretty bad in the last episodes. However, in this episode, I have to give it to him that he did show that there's more to him. And if you could get him back on the right track and, I don't know, give him like some good advisors who make sure he's not acting too stupid, he could be an asset for the future. I mean, he clearly has some abilities fighting-wise. He is kind of a good commander there, in the meaning of that his general idea of how to fight, hit-and-run tactics, as we talked last time, defending the goblins by putting them in the center, the spear militia, the lizard man outside, and all of this shows that he has some skills being a commander, leading a troop. The fact that he kind of wanted to stand against the general, believing it was York, in like a one-on-one, because he was aware that otherwise all his men would be slaughtered, has some honor in it as well. So there is hope for him. I wouldn't mind if he would be like, I don't know, turned back to the good side, kind of understood his misbehaviors. And as I said, if you give him some good advisors or some training or stuff like that, he might change into someone that has potential. So much about him. He is pretty fast. He has some fighting abilities, and there were some moments in the fight against the Orc General where I thought he might stand a chance, because for a bit of time it looked like they were on at least nearly an equal level. So it was not an super easy win for the Orc General. The block was it in the end, you know. He was surprised, the Orc General, by the jumping attack, but it did not work out enough there. So that's that. They rescued the daughter of the chieftain, and a fatal wound once again was cured by the potion. So this episode 1 or 2 part of creating those potions still comes in handy. And seeing how much he swallowed at this time, this will possibly be something that we will have like all the time for the series. I like her because she is more... She's on the one hand more drawn back, so she's not so much in the spotlight, the sister. But although her brother did something really stupid and bad in many ways, she's still asking Rimuru to save him as well. So that shows this loyalty of family, you know, and that's something I like. Shion is once again the one accepting stuff, although she isn't the leader. Rimuru very clearly puts it, she's a good assistant, you know, she's like a secretary. So I guess as long as she accepts the stuff for Rimuru that is within his idea and within the ways he would do it himself, that's cool. You just have to check that she's not going overboard with her. I mean, she never got like a go from him to do stuff like that. She just accepts it. So as long as it is okay with Rimuru, it's fine. Just have to keep her a little bit in check that she's not going overboard there. She's kind of the PR lady. I mean, she kind of looks like that as well. If you look at the outfits that we have in this picture here, we have these still very Asian type, although Benimaru seems to have changed to a mage now. But Shion is not really looking Asian there, and I mean from the outfit. It is a business dress. So she is the secretary PR lady, and acting like that. The only thing that's not fitting is this huge sword she's carrying around, but that is, you know, just how to say it, let's just say she can put some pressure on the PR if needed. So that's for her. I was a bit surprised, and I like it that the orcs do not only get stronger when eating the dead, kind of absorbing the energy, you know, but they are able to absorb and mimic or take in the abilities of what they eat. Which means if they eat orcs, it doesn't change very much, except from power and speed and everything like that. But when they ate just one lizard man, at least it seemed like, all of them as a group kind of evolved or changed and got abilities of the lizard man. So the whole advantage of fighting in the swamp is gone. Just like that. When they kill one lizard and eat him, they adapt and they get the ability to walk in the swamps like the lizards do, get faster as the lizards do. So that is incredibly powerful. And I mean, you really have to question how to beat such an army if you're not extremely overpowered, as some here now are. Because whatever your advantage is biologically, they will just take over. Like the Borg, kind of, you know, they just take over your abilities. When it would be an advantage in weaponry, technology and stuff like that, that would give you the edge because they cannot take over that by eating. But they are already on a high level in the meaning of having heavy armor, heavy weaponry. So, and the fact that one eating or an enemy gives this benefit to the whole army makes it incredibly powerful. Because if only he would evolve, that would be already strong but okay. but thus they all do it. That is a bit harsh. So, surprised there. Yeah, we have seen Lord Gelmud now again, and I wasn't sure about the Harlequin. I had the suspicion that maybe the Harlequin was Lord Gelmud and he just changed, you know, his outer appearance. But the Harlequin is working for him. So he lost an arm now. Sad. So he is someone working for Lord Gelmud, and Lord Gelmud is working for a demon lord that we know. And for Leon. Leon or Leon, I guess Leon. So it's cool that they have like a hierarchy there as well. That's fitting. We had the appearance of Trainee, and she summoned a spirit as well. And the reaction from Lord Gelmud and the Harlequin was something I liked, because it shows that they are not overpowered. They seem to be pretty strong from what we've seen, and kind of experienced, but Lord Gelmud seems to be more someone working behind the scenes, more like a trickster, you know, someone setting up stuff. So when the Dryad appeared, they were shaken on the part of the Harlequin and a bit worried on the part of Lord Gelmud. So they kind of respect the power that the Dryads have. And I'm kind of interested to see who would have won the fight there. It seems like Trainee tried to really take him out, which she didn't do on the first try, and then they just ran away. So I guess she at least guessed she could take him one-on-one, Lord Gelmud. Not sure. The main problem, I guess, here is the army for her, because she cannot stand with her sisters against such a huge army. So for a single one, like Lord Gelmud, she seems to have the power, at least the confidence, to take him out. Which makes her an interesting ally, because on power level we haven't seen many that are going one-on-one with Rimuru, or even have an option. Maybe she is in some power level that is efficient. Talking about Rimuru, I don't know if he's aware how powerful he is. Because he created what we see in this picture, and he's kind of worried about them, kind of hoping that they will stay on his side after the war. Because what we see from them power-wise is really, really impressive. But thus we know that Rimuru created them. I at least suspect and guess that Rimuru is more powerful. He just is not really aware of how powerful he is yet. So that's something that will grow in time, I guess. And he's just floating above the battlefield, because it's not necessary for him to intervene. They are just doing it for him, you know? All his guys and girls are doing the work for him, and they are doing it impressively. So talking about those doing the fight. So Gopta pops up and saves Gabiru, which is nice. And he even has an armor on. He's a leader of the Goblin Wolf Riders, so he got a rank. I like that. And he seemed in this moment, when he was in the fight, way more confident than we have seen him before. He always was a bit like this funny sidekick, you know? Now he's in the fight and he's leading people, and he's standing there in this light armor, I would say. There was a confidence in him. You know, he was not making jokes, not looking strange. It is a matter of body language as well there. So it felt to me like, yeah, he is confident in his abilities in this moment. And I like that. So we can see further growth in Gopta. Very nice. For Ranga, well, okay, so he can turn into the bigger version as well, which we've only seen from Rimuru before. The Death Storm was impressive, very awesome. And on the sides of the former ogres, now Kijin, Benimaru, using this skill. All of them that were on the battlefield kind of used abilities that I don't know if they did it on purpose, but that made sure that the orcs cannot eat the dead. So the death storm just removed the orcs. It just blew them away. This shot, this dark energy that Benimaru used seems to have integrated the orcs. At least it sounded like that from what he said. And for Hakuru and Shion, I have to check the name, sorry. They killed them so fast and so efficiently that they're not able to eat anyone because they're already all dead. So that's the way of dealing with this army. I think I mentioned that in the last discussion. You will really have to kind of kill them so fast that they cannot use their abilities. So for the normal orcs, they are OP. They're clearly not beatable for the normal orcs. And I like that. And I look forward to see what Benimaru is about to become, because he changed from kind of a sword fighter leader to a great mage, I would say, just judging by his outfit and the fact that he's using a lot of magic. Which is cool to have another magic user in the meaning of real magic and not just sword fighting magic. I like that. That's it. Yeah. So last but not least, back to Lord Gelmud. So he is flying away and worried about the fact that if he loses this attack, if this doesn't go as planned, he doesn't conquer the forest, that he will be killed by him. And I mean, it was clear at this moment that he's talking about Leon. He's one of his generals, so if you don't please the demon lord, he will very likely kill you. Not much of a surprise. We then saw Leon standing in his castle, and there was a crystal ball behind him with the demon lord in it. So I asked myself if he has already seen that. I mean, the fact that he was kind of smirking lets me guess that he at least realized that Gelmud is having troubles, and he's kind of enjoying it, you know, not taking it seriously yet, I guess. But even if he wasn't aware of it yet, the fact that the crystal ball behind him shows the Orc Lord, will make him aware of Rimuru in the next episode, I guess. Because we will have in the next episode Rimuru against the Orc Lord, I'm pretty sure. So this will be the moment when Leon will realize, oh wait, what is that there? This boy. And the fact that Rimuru put on the mask makes it even more interesting, because I guess Leon is not stupid, so he will recognize this mask. Be aware that this is the mask he gave, that Shizu had in the past. Because even when she ran away from him, I guess he had her kind of in his view all the time. He summoned her, so he kind of, you know, she's like his puppet. Even when she broke free, he will have this idea of, that was my toy. And so he will for sure know what she looked like later on. So he will recognize the mask. And if he doesn't realize it from Shizu, he will for sure realize it from the hero, the mysterious one, which we haven't encountered yet. So the fact that Rimuru is appearing there, and this mask is appearing there, and hopefully they will beat the Orc Lord, will make him aware that there's a new power in play. And, well, we will see what's going to happen then. If he's just like, well, didn't work out, let's kill Gelmud and move on. Or if he's sending in someone else. Or I'm just observing what Rimuru is doing. But for sure, being a demon lord, he will not just ignore him. Because a new power is always something you have to be aware of. So there was a really, really good episode. A lot of OP stuff in. Very entertaining. And I look forward to the big fight next time. If there is like a big fight, it might very well be Rimuru one-shotting the Orc Lord, because I clearly don't know how the power levels are there. So we will see. That's it from me this time. I hope you enjoyed. I did for sure. So until the next time, feel free to comment, like and subscribe. My name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.